B&B Brooke and Katie turn against each other. Can Ridge hold them together? The bold and the beautiful spoilers document that Brooke Logan Forrester, Catherine Kelly Lang, had to tell Ridge Forrester, Torsten K., what Katie Logan Spencer, Heather Tom, said to her. Tattling is common among emotionally immature personalities. Is it too harsh to describe Brooke's reaction as tattling? Well, it's accurate to state that Brooke reacted to what Katie said to her in the Logan office at Spencer Publications. But it's also right to state that Katie was reacting to Brooke's demand that she not use Logan as the name of the new fashion house Bill Spencer, Don Diamant, is funding. The Logan sisters have a history of fighting. Katie opened up about Brooke's history after her oldest sister gave an order that she expected would be followed. Telling Katie that she can't use the Logan name was the type of reaction that a condescending person would use with an underling. Sure enough, Brooke later referred to Katie's time in childhood. She is convinced that Tom's character has always envied her, believing that the choice of the Logan name is about something other than business. But Katie appears to have conceived of the burgeoning fashion house's name as part of her marketing background. She wanted something memorable, clean, and comparable to other classic names in the business. Notably, Forrester Creations is a name and a word, rather than a singular name. Brooke hasn't thought that through because she's sure Katie was only thinking of her when making that choice. The family fight is on now. If Brooke hadn't exploded as she had, along with Ridge's puppy dog backing, Katie wouldn't have another angle. Since Brooke believes this is personal, Katie can make it so. The renewed focus on fashion is a smart move. That last comment is intended for B&B's executive team and its writing staff. Kudos to all involved on what projects as compelling, connected storylines. Following the long and satisfying Luna Nozoa, Lisa Yamada angle, a renewal of the Forrester-Logan battle taps this soap opera's history. There's plenty of story to tell based on Brooke and Katie reigniting. Ridge Forrester must focus on his business. Ridge just worked through a delicate situation with his father. Eric Forrester, John McCook, took what his son intended the wrong way. Brooke joined her husband in believing Eric should step back from FC. Like Ridge, she was right in thinking that the co-founder of this great fashion house needed to remember that his health could easily be put at risk if he rejoined the game. However, the link between Ridge, his dad, Brooke, and Katie is direct. An emphasis on the complex history between the Forresters, Logans, and the Spencers is what this daytime drama has long thrived on. So full soapy speed ahead. In a week that has left the bold and the beautiful fans reeling, the Logan sisters, once the unbreakable core of the show's family values, have officially declared war. What started as a business disagreement has spiraled into a deeply personal, very sad betrayal that threatens to sever the bond between Brooke and Katie forever. As we move into 2026, the glitz of the fashion world has been replaced by the cold reality of a legal and emotional battlefield. With the sisters at each other's throats, all eyes are on Ridge Forrester. Can the man who has spent decades at the center of their lives somehow hold them together, or will his own loyalty to Brooke be the final wedge that drives them apart? The birth of a rivalry, Logan versus Logan. The catalyst for this heartbreaking fallout was Katie's decision to finally step out of the Forrester shadow. After years of feeling overlooked at Forrester Creations, Katie accepted a life-changing offer from Bill Spencer, her very own fashion house. However, the dream quickly turned into a nightmare when Katie announced her intention to brand the company under her own birth name, Logan. Brooke's reaction was swift and devastating, claiming that the Logan name is inextricably linked to her own legacy, specifically her belief formula and her identity as Logan to Ridge. She essentially forbade her younger sister from using it. It's not just a name, Katie. It's a brand I built with my blood, sweat, and tears, Brooke argued in a heated confrontation. To fans, this felt like a slap in the face. Katie is a Logan by birth, yet Brooke's gatekeeping of the family name has sparked a wave of very sad news headlines as viewers watch the sisters' history of love dissolve into a race for trademarks. The trademark war, a family divided, The tension escalated to a fever pitch during the final days of December 2025 and the start of 2026. While Brooke, Ridge, and Carter Walton scrambled to secure the Logan trademark for Forrester Creations, they were met with a shocking discovery. The Forresters had let the trademark expire. In a high-stakes digital race, Liam Spencer managed to scoop up the rights for Katie from his laptop at Spencer Publications. The victory for Katie was a crushing blow for Brooke, who viewed the move as a direct betrayal. Current power dynamics character stance motivation Brooke Logan opposed protecting her personal brand and belief legacy. Katie Logan determined seeking independence and respect outside of Brooke's shadow. Bill Spencer team Katie proving his devotion to Katie by funding her empire. Ridge Forrester team Brooke supporting his wife while trying to mitigate Logan family fallout. Carter Walton team Brooke legal advisor to the Forresters. Though torn by his past with Katie, did a history of hurt. Why this time is different. The sadness of this storyline stems from the deep-seated wounds that have never truly healed. During their recent confrontation at Spencer Publications, the masks came off. Brooke accused Katie of being jealous of her success, while Katie threw a truth bomb that left Brooke speechless. Katie reminded Brooke and the audience that this isn't just about a name. It's about Brooke's history of taking what belongs to Katie, specifically Bill Spencer. The ghost of Bill Spencer. Katie pointed out that Brooke's anger might actually be rooted in the fact that Bill is now fully committed to Katie. The little sister syndrome. Katie is tired of being the peacekeeper who bows to Brooke's whims. The Forrester influence. Katie believes Brooke has become so Forresterized that she has forgotten what it means to be a Logan sister. Watching Katie break down while listing Brooke's past misdeeds was a sobering moment for longtime viewers. It highlighted that while they may have hugged it out in the past, the resentment has been simmering for years. Can Ridge hold them together? This brings us to the man in the middle, Ridge Forrester. Historically, Ridge has been the prize the Logan women fought over or with, but now he finds himself in the role of a reluctant mediator who is failing miserably. The case for Ridge as the healer. Ridge knows these women better than anyone. He calls Brooke Logan as a term of endearment, a fact that Katie recently insulted, calling it a pet name that shouldn't dictate a business empire. If anyone can appeal to their shared history, it's Ridge. He has a unique perspective on the Logan family's resilience. The case for Ridge as the catalyst. Unfortunately, Ridge's loyalty is firmly with Brooke. By standing by her side and allowing Carter to undermine Katie's new venture, Ridge is essentially picking a side. Why this time is different. The sadness of this storyline stems from the deep-seated wounds that have never truly healed. During their recent confrontation at Spencer Publications, the masks came off. Brooke accused Katie of being jealous of her success, while Katie threw a truth bomb that left Brooke speechless. Katie reminded Brooke and the audience that this isn't just about a name. It's about Brooke's history of taking what belongs to Katie, specifically Bill Spencer. The ghost of Bill Spencer. Katie pointed out that Brooke's anger might actually be rooted in the fact that Bill is now fully committed to Katie. The little sister syndrome. Katie is tired of being the peacekeeper who bows to Brooke's whims. The Forrester influence. Katie believes Brooke has become so Forresterized that she has forgotten what it means to be a Logan sister. Watching Katie break down while listing Brooke's past misdeeds was a sobering moment for longtime viewers. It highlighted that while they may have hugged it out in the past, the resentment has been simmering for years. Can Ridge hold them together? This brings us to the man in the middle, Ridge Forrester. Historically, Ridge has been the prize the Logan women fought over or with, but now he finds himself in the role of a reluctant mediator who is failing miserably. The case for Ridge as the healer. Ridge knows these women better than anyone. He calls Brooke Logan as a term of endearment, a fact that Katie recently insulted, calling it a pet name that shouldn't dictate a business empire. If anyone can appeal to their shared history, it's Ridge. He has a unique perspective on the Logan family's resilience. The case for Ridge as the catalyst. Unfortunately, Ridge's loyalty is firmly with Brooke. by standing by her side and allowing Carter to undermine Katie's new venture. Ridge is essentially picking a side. His presence at the strategy sessions aimed at weakening Katie's fashion house makes him an enemy in Katie's eyes. If Ridge continues to fuel Brooke's entitlement to the Logan name, he won't be the glue. He'll be the gasoline on the fire. The fallout. Who else is caught in the crossfire? The sisterly war is radiating outward, affecting the entire canvas of Los Angeles. Hope Logan. Hope is in an impossible position. Does she side with her mother, Brooke, or her Aunt Katie? Spoilers suggest Hope may sympathize with Katie's desire for independence, especially after her own struggles with Steffi at Forrester. Liam and Carter. Once allies, these two are now on opposite sides of a legal war. Liam's quick thinking secured the name for Katie, putting him directly at odds with Carter's legal strategy for the Forresters. The next generation. Well, Spencer and Electra Forrester are currently dealing with their own drama involving the mysterious Dylan, but the war between their mothers is bound to impact their budding relationship. Today's sad reality, is there a way back? The reason this news is so sad for the B&B community is the sense of finality. In the past, the Logans were the us against the world family. Now, they're the world's biggest rivals. Katie's vow that everyone is going to hear her roar signals a new era. She is no longer the girl with the heart condition who needs Brooke's protection. She is a titan of industry, and she is willing to take down Forrester Creations to prove it. Brooke, meanwhile, is trapped in a cycle of needing to be the lead Logan, unable to share the spotlight even with her own flesh and blood. What to watch for next? The fashion showdown. Will Katie's first collection outshine Brooke's belief line? The sabotage. Spoilers hint that Brooke, Ridge, and Carter are planning a strike back to weaken Katie's launch. The Bill factor. Will Brooke try to re-seduce Bill just to prove she still has power over Katie? Recent rumors suggest this might be Brooke's ultimate and most desperate move. Final thoughts. The bold and the beautiful has always thrived on conflict, but the Logan versus Logan. War feels heavier than most. It's a story of sisterhood fractured by ego, past betrayals, and the cutthroat nature of the fashion industry. While we hope that Ridge can find a way to bring Brooke and Katie back to the big house for a peaceful family dinner, the current trajectory suggests things will get much worse before they get better. For now, the Logan sisters are standing on opposite sides of a line that may never be crossed again. A heartbreaking turn on the bold and the beautiful. The most iconic sisters in Los Angeles fashion, Brooke Logan and Katie Logan Forrester, are officially at war. What started as a fierce business rivalry has turned into a deeply personal conflict that threatens to tear the Logan family apart and leave Ridge Forrester caught in the crossfire. This feud isn't just about fashion houses or profit margins. It's about decades of unspoken resentment, painful memories, and emotional wounds that have finally surfaced in the worst possible way. And today, fans everywhere are reeling. Soap Central. Broken Heart, the feud that shook the fashion world. Recently on B&B, the simmering tension between Brooke and Katie exploded into a full-blown trademark war over the cherished Logan name. What should have been a mutual celebration of family legacy instead became a bitter fight over who gets to use Logan for their fashion brand, a name that represents identity, history, and a lifetime in the industry. Soap Central. Brooke insisted Katie had no right to the Logan name, arguing that her own decades of hard work made Brooke Logan the only name that mattered in fashion. But Katie refused to back down, insisting that the name should belong to the Logan family, not just one sister. What followed was a blistering confrontation in which pride, resentment, and years of old wounds were laid bare. Soap Central. Crying face more than a business battle, a family torn apart. What makes this feud so tragic isn't just the corporate conflict. It's the emotional stakes behind it. For years, Katie quietly supported Brooke through every twist and turn. Romances, crises, heartbreaks, and turbulent relationships. But now, Katie feels overlooked and disrespected, finally pushed to stand up for herself. She lost faith that Brooke truly valued her contributions, and that realization cut deeper than any trademark argument ever could. Soap Central. Meanwhile, Brooke doesn't even see what she's done wrong. In her eyes, she's protecting her own legacy, even if it means harming the sister she once loved. That disconnect has turned treasured memories into painful reminders of misunderstandings, old jealousies, and unresolved regret. Soap Central. Fans watching unfold have been quick to weigh in, with many showing support for Katie's side and sympathizing with her long-buried frustrations finally being voiced. Soap Hub Brain, where does Ridge fit into all this? Of course, no Logan conflict would be complete without Ridge Forrester's name showing up somewhere. Ridge has long been a central figure in Brooke's life, and at times a source of pain for the entire Logan family. The question now is, can Ridge hold Brooke and Katie together when they're tearing each other apart? Ridge has been pushing for a legal solution to keep the peace. He wants to protect the Forrester-Logan legacy and avoid a public feud. But simply asking them to calm down isn't enough when deep emotional wounds are at play. Soap Central. He's torn between loyalty to Brooke, his wife and longtime love, and
Ridge
empathy
has
for
been
Katie, pushing
pushing
for a legal solution to keep the peace. He wants to protect the Forrester-Logan legacy and avoid a public feud. But simply asking them to calm down isn't enough when deep emotional wounds are at play. Soap Central. He's torn between loyalty to Brooke, his wife and longtime love, and empathy for Katie, a woman who believes her own identity has been minimized. Ridge's heart may be big enough to hold them in theory, but his influence might not be enough to mend what's broken between them. Soap Central. Face with open mouth, dashing away why this feud feels so personal. This isn't just a simple argument about business success. Brooke has always been a dominant figure, charismatic, passionate, and at times self-centered. Katie has spent years playing a quieter role, often supporting others and downplaying her own dreams. Now that Katie is finally stepping into the spotlight with her own venture, that long-held resentment has spiked into real emotional conflict. Soap Central. Fans say it's the emotional payoff of decades worth of complex history, and it's painful to watch because it feels earned, even if it's messy. Soap Hub. Collision. Social media explodes. Fans are shaking their heads. Since the latest episodes, BNB fans have flooded forums and socials with reactions. Backhand index pointing right, some sympathize deeply with Katie, saying her frustration is understandable after years of being overshadowed. Soap Hub. Backhand index pointing right, others argue Brooke * should have never dragged her sister into a legal battle over a name that represents family, not competition. Backhand index pointing right, a large group of fans wonders if Ridge is part of the problem, because so much of Brooke's self-worth and loyalty has been tied to him over the decades. Loudly crying face, this sentiment is especially strong among longtime viewers. Soap Hub. Whether you call it a fashion war, a family tragedy, or a classic Logan disaster, one thing is clear. This storyline has struck a nerve. And it's not just about ego. It's about identity validation and the long shadows that loved ones can cast on one another. Can this family heal, or is it forever fractured? That's the big question. Can Ridge keep Brooke and Katie together? Right now, it doesn't look easy. Ridge is doing his best to be the voice of logic, but emotional truth is harder to control than legal paperwork. Will Brooke realize her sister deserves respect, not rivalry? Some viewers hope Brooke comes to understand that support doesn't mean sidelining others, but old habits die hard. Can Katie find peace, even if it means stepping away from her sister? Katie's fight isn't just about a trademark, it's about standing up for herself, even if it separates her from her family forever. Thought Balloon final thoughts. A tragic turn for B&B's most beloved sisters. No matter how this dramatic feud resolves, today marks a sad milestone on the bold and the beautiful. The day two sisters who built a legacy together turned it into something painful and personal. This isn't just fashion anymore. It's family. And for Brooke, Katie, and Ridge, The consequences are far deeper than any runway disagreement, in the glitzy, cutthroat corridors of Los Angeles fashion. The Logan name has always stood for resilience, beauty, and, most importantly, family. But as 2026 dawns on the bold and the beautiful, that family bond is being shredded by a corporate and personal war that has left fans reeling. The very sad news isn't just about a business rivalry. It is about the heartbreaking disintegration of the relationship between sisters Brooke Logan and Katie Logan. What started as a quest for independence has devolved into a bitter feud that threatens to leave the Logan legacy in ashes. The Gilded Cage: Why Katie Walked Away. For years, Katie has been the backbone of the Forrester Creations PR department. She has meticulously polished the images of Ridge, Steffi, and Brooke, often at the expense of her own spotlight. But the cracks began to show when Forrester brought in an outside PR firm, effectively sidelining Katie without a second thought. Feeling invisible and undervalued, Katie reached a breaking point. When Bill Spencer, her on-again, off-again husband who is currently firmly in her corner, offered her the ultimate wedding gift, she couldn't say no. Bill didn't just give her a piece of jewelry, he gave her a fashion house of her own, the name that sparked a war. The real tragedy began when Katie announced the name of her new venture, Logan Designs. While most sisters would celebrate a sibling success, Brooke's reaction was nothing short of explosive. Claiming that Brooke Logan is the only name synonymous with the family's fashion history, she forbade Katie from using the name. The arguments have been brutal. Brooke's stance: she believes she built the Logan name from the ground up through the belief formula and Brooke's bedroom. To Brooke, Katie using the name is riding her coattails. Katie's stance: it is her birthright. She is a Logan just as much as Brooke is. And after years of serving the Forresters, she refuses to be told she cannot use her own identity. A legal blow and a personal betrayal. The drama reached a fever pitch when Brooke, backed by Ridge Forrester and Carter Walton, attempted to block the name legally. However, in a shocking twist, Liam Spencer discovered that the Forrester trademark on Logan had actually lapsed. Liam and Carter raced to the trademark office, but it was Liam who secured the name for Katie. While this was a massive victory for Katie's new business, it was a devastating blow to the sisterly bond. Brooke viewed this as a personal attack, leading to a confrontation where she told Katie that she was nothing in the fashion world without the Forrester machine. Can Ridge hold them together? Caught in the eye of the storm is Ridge Forrester. While Ridge is Brooke's destiny and her partner at Forrester Creations, he is also someone who has historically cared for Katie. The impossible balancing act. Ridge finds himself in an impossible position. Loyalty to Brooke. He wants to protect the Forrester brand and Brooke's ego. He has been vocal about Katie being disloyal for starting a rival company. Family stability. Ridge knows that if the Logans fall apart, the ripple effects will destroy the peace he has worked so hard to maintain. He has seen how the Brooke/Taylor rivalry tore lives apart for decades. He doesn't want to see a Brooke/Katie war do the same. However, many fans feel Ridge is actually fueling the fire. By supporting Brooke's nasty behavior and pushy demands, he is driving a wedge deeper between the sisters. Instead of acting as a mediator, he is acting as Brooke's enforcer. The Bill Spencer factor. We cannot forget Bill the Dollar Spencer. Bill is relishing this war. For him, it's a win-win. He gets to support his wife, Katie, while sticking it to his nemesis Ridge. Bill has been Katie's loudest cheerleader, encouraging her to roar and show the world what she's made of. But is Bill truly helping, or is he using Katie's hurt to further his own vendetta against the Forresters? Carter Walton has already accused Bill of permanently damaging the sisters' relationship by pushing Katie into this rivalry. The emotional fallout. The saddest part of this news is the toll it is taking on the rest of the family. Donna Logan. Caught squarely in the middle, Donna is heartbroken. She loves both her sisters and hates seeing the family dinner table turned into a battlefield. We cannot forget Bill the Dollar Spencer. Bill is relishing this war. For him, it's a win-win. He gets to support his wife, Katie, while sticking it to his nemesis, Ridge. Bill has been Katie's loudest cheerleader, encouraging her to roar and show the world what she's made of. But is Bill truly helping? Or is he using Katie's hurt to further his own vendetta against the Forresters? Carter Walton has already accused Bill of permanently damaging the sisters' relationship by pushing Katie into this rivalry. The emotional fallout. The saddest part of this news is the toll it is taking on the rest of the family. Donna Logan, caught squarely in the middle. Donna is heartbroken. She loves both her sisters and hates seeing the family dinner table turned into a battlefield. Hope Logan. Hope is facing a loyalty test. Does she side with her mother, Brooke, or her Aunt Katie? This is already causing tension in her marriage to Liam, who is firmly Team Katie. Katie's health. Longtime viewers know Katie has a heart condition. The stress of this Logan versus Logan war has many fans worried that a medical crisis is looming on the horizon. The verdict: is the Logan bond broken forever? Brooke's giant ego and Katie's need for respect have created a stalemate. For the first time in years, the Logan sisters aren't just having a spat, they are at war. If Ridge can't find a way to make Brooke see reason, or if Katie refuses to back down from her new empire, we may be witnessing the end of the Logan sisterhood as we know it. The fashion world isn't big enough for two Logans, and the casualties of this war might be the very love that once held them together.